Hello everyone, I was just watching the homes on today's show, and wow, we have some great homes for sale in your area. If you know someone looking for a house, let us know, and if you're ready to sell and you want your home featured on TV, you can reach out to me personally. So we get a lot of questions and a lot of comments on all our social media platforms, and I try to answer all those directly, but then I save a few that I think are really good and I share them with you and my answers because I think we probably all have similar interest in finding out these questions. So here goes, and this is a big one, and it's number one. It's Stephen. Interest rates have gone up so much in the last year. When will they go back down? And that's from Janice in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, hey Janice, that's the $1 million question that's out there right now, and I really don't think anyone knows the exact answer, but I will give you my expert opinion. Interest rates are not going back down to those historical lows that we saw in the past. They're just not going to drop that low again. Those great rates were not sustainable, and I don't think we'll see those anytime in the next few years. So if you're waiting to buy, let's not wait on that to happen. I do think rates will fluctuate, and I think they'll fluctuate up and down around that 6% mark. My advice: grab the home, take the current rate, and let's get you refinanced for low to no cost when the rates drop. This question, number two, is from Bob in Lake Wiley. Hey, Bob. And Bob's question is, Stephen, should I remodel before I sell my home? Great question, and not knowing your home, I'm going to give you my overall general answer, Bob, to that question, and the answer is no. Don't remodel before you sell, but let's paint, let's clean, let's trim landscaping. Those are inexpensive things that have a lot of return on your time and investment in cleaning, painting, and kind of cutting back landscaping. When you remodel, you at least want 100% of the money you spend on the remodel, and you really want more than 100% of what you spend because you've got a lot of time and headache in that remodel, and there's really no guarantee that you'll get all that money back. So let's get your home sold now. And if you're thinking about selling, I'd like to send out one of my top agents, and we'll give you an inexpensive list of things that you can do that will still get your home sold for top dollar in this current market. Number three, what are the most important factors when buying a home? And that's from Pam C. in Gaffney. Pam, I grew up in Chesney, so right down the road from you in Gaffney. That's a really great question. I've answered it before, but I want to answer it again and even be a little bit more clear on my answer. Pam, it's location, and it's really the location to your job, the location to your schools if you have school-age children, location of friends and family, and maybe the grocery store. Look, a 45-minute drive per day turns into thousands of hours on the road in your car per year when you include work, schools, and errands. So do you want to spend thousands of hours per year on the road just to get a house you may like a little bit better that's way out of the way? So it's location to the things that matter to you. Number four, but thank you for that question. Number four, what are the best colors to paint a home? This is another question I've answered in the past, so I went back and looked at my answer, and it hasn't changed. I just absolutely love to resell a home that's white on the exterior with dark gray roof shingles, black shutters, and a black front door. It just always sells. There's also some great beiges and some great grays that are on exteriors of home that sell really well. If your question was also about the interior, my recommendation is go crazy with color when you live there and paint it one neutral color when you get ready to sell. Look, paint is fun, paint is cheap, and the labor is free if you'll roll those walls yourself. Here's a tip: keep the trim and the ceilings white, and then when you change colors, you're just painting walls, which is cheap and fast. And our final question today is number 5, and it's Stephen. I want to own rental homes, but I don't have the down payment to buy rental homes. Is there a way I can buy rental houses without cash? And that's from David. David, there's 3 ways that I have found that you can become a landlord, grow wealth in real estate through being a landlord and having tenants and rental homes. And here are the 3 ways that you can do that with little to no cash. Number 1, and I've done all 3 of those in my personal life. Number 1, get a partner who has the cash, and you be the one that provides the labor to buy the homes, get the homes ready to rent, and then handle the tenants after you rent it. Long term, that is a very fair swap, and I've been one of those partners multiple times. The one with the labor young in my life, and the one with the cash later in my life. The number 2 way to buy homes that you turn into rentals with little to no cash is find a seller who will owner finance. Some of these rental homes are already owned by investors, and the investor just wants to get out of the rental business, and they've paid off these properties, and that investor would rather do a mortgage for you than to stick their money in the bank and it not earn interest. You will pay a higher interest rate than their savings account. So they don't mind doing owner financing, and there'll be a clause in there, if you don't pay them, they get the properties back. So it's a win-win for that current owner. And number 3, and I've done again all 3 of these, is buy a home with an FHA loan as the owner occupant. You will put 3.5% down, which is the smallest down payment out there. You do need to live in that home for a couple of years, but when you move it out and rent it, the terms of that FHA loan, including the rate, never change. It's a great way to build rental property with little to no money.